What's up, everybody? Aaron back with a Why We Love Horror special edition. Chico is going to take off, but we are here to discuss, as you see from the title, an HBO or Max streaming original that I just happened to come across and I found out is an M. Night Shyamalan produced CADDO Lake, directed by Logan George and Celine Held, starring Dylan O'Brien, Eliza Scanlon, Lauren Ambrose. If you're familiar with the channel, you're familiar with Why We Love Horror with John, myself, and Abby on Thursdays when we review movies. I quite regularly state that I don't watch trailers or anything like that, but right now here's a trailer for you guys to check out for CADDO Lake.
All right. You want to drive?
Yeah, I want to drive.
Just stay in the middle.
I know. Did you know that CADDO is actually 25,000 football fields big?
Hey, it's been a while.
You feel guilty about the accident?
She's your mom, but it wasn't your fault.
She hadn't had a seizure in 6 years.
I'm not related to any of these people. You're my daughter, so you are part of this family, okay?
Dear Jesus, I reckon you've been testing us with this drought here. But we know there's many folks struggling in ways greater than ours.
What are you doing? Man, why you gotta be such a scaredy cat?
Mom, did she call us home? How long has she been gone?
We're gonna search the whole lake. Either somebody's taken her or she's hurt.
I can feel my mom out there.
Anna, where are you?
We got a positive ID on Anna Bennett's boat.
Her life jacket's gone.
Something's happening in that part of the lake.
Wolves don't live around here. So how could they be that far out in the water? What if the seizures are hereditary?
I ain't never had one. Till now.
This is my sister's. Tell me where you got this.
And that is the trailer for CADDO Lake. I don't know if it was good or not, the trailer, but overall, the movie I really enjoyed. And with this, with any of our special editions, they're always, a bit different. But with this movie, I might go into mild spoilers at the very end. But overall, I am going to go into this kind of assuming you don't know much about or haven't really heard about this movie. First of all, it is a high recommend. It's a mystery thriller, and I'd say close enough to the horror genre that I am going to count it with and allow it with this review. As I said, it is produced by M. Night Shyamalan. He produced The Watchers earlier this year. Not incredible. That was his daughter's movie. And then he also produced Devil, a movie I'm a big fan of, and definitely each of the movies has fingerprints of M. Night on them, I'd say, where it's like, I can see why M. Night would choose to produce a movie like this. And that's as far as I'll kind of go with this. This is a very emotional story. It does have some elements to it that I don't even want to mention here. But the movie, it has a bit of a slow beginning. It's just over 90 minutes, about 100 minutes long. I'd say the first 30 to 45 minutes, you got to be patient with it. But as someone who's seen the movie and as someone who enjoys a movie that doesn't reveal all its information right away and spoon feed you everything with the plot and what's happening, I appreciate that. And also the juice is worth the squeeze here. Eventually information, kind of the plot unravels and you get to see where everything's going with how these characters are related to each other and how their stories interweave. And it's really, really impressive in my opinion. I think that, it's not the best movie of the year. There are other movies that have used some elements like this before. It doesn't reinvent the wheel exactly. That's pretty hard to do at this point. But I think how it uses the elements is really effective. It ends up being really, a tragic and sad ending by the end of it. Dylan O'Brien, very, very good. I just feel like he's, almost broken through a few times, just can't quite get there. And I don't think CADDO Lake necessarily will be that, but because it's, going to be a bit of a hidden gem for a while. But I think the more people talk about it, the more people are going to track down this movie. But he's very good. He was in Love and Monsters, is one of my favorite roles he's been in. He's been in a few other things. Our girl from Old, Eliza Scanlon. Everybody's our girl or boy from Old, let's be honest. Old, an M. Night classic, according to myself. But she's very good in this as well. Lauren Ambrose from... I know her mostly from Servant, but she's been in a lot of other work. That is also where Logan George and Celine Held directed some episodes. They probably met with M. Night there. M. Night also produced Servant. If you haven't checked out Servant, go check out Servant. So good. Apple TV Plus original show, 3 or 4 seasons. Really good stuff, and kind of the tree of talent that's come out of that and how M. Night's been able to expand his kind of work is really interesting as well. But yeah, everybody is really well acted. And I am going to throw up spoilers here. And I just ask, if you haven't seen this movie, turn off this part when the spoilers come up. I will get to my ratings here shortly, but this is a good movie. I do recommend it. And I recommend the less you know going, the better. So knowing that you need to be a little bit patient at first, some of the information is never answered. Also, some things are kind of how things are working are never even mentioned or brought up, which I also appreciate. But spoilers coming up here, and they will be mild spoilers because I'm not going to go into the whole theories and plots of everything with everybody and the timelines of everything. I just don't have the time, and this is more about the movie. The movies the show, the number one show that this reminds me of. It is a time travel story. If you know that going in, you're going to see where I think they're going with quite a bit of this, not all of it, and the execution of it and the emotional kind of impact of it, I really appreciate. And I thought added to it. And there's just some really good sound design when they go through the portals as well. But the number one show that this reminds me of, and if you know me, you know how much I love this show. And this is with huge praise and, compliments. I say this, it reminds me of the Netflix 2017 German original Dark. And if you have not seen Dark, please go watch Dark on Netflix. It is fantastic. 3 seasons of the best time travel show I've ever seen. And I do think that it wraps up really well. There's a lot of those similar types of things going on here. But instead, it's at a lake where the level of the water determines when they can go through the portals. We don't know if other people have gone through these portals because they leave the story, contained here. They don't answer all these other questions that really wouldn't be answered within the realm of the story. But, it's Dylan O'Brien's character, who is known as Paris. His ending is really tragic as he's trying to get back to the portal. And he dies getting back to the portal, getting chased. And but at least it allows his family, which he is left back in the 2022 time period, to see his picture come up and see that he has died and realize that he did not ever leave them. So they had some closure, but there's still that kind of tragic aspect of it. And then there's kind of the unanswered aspect of, does this loop just continue? Does it end? It's a causal loop like Dark for sure. They go back to the 50s at some points. They go back slightly in time. And at all these points, it's very disorienting for the characters, and we aren't given all of the answers. But if you know that going in, I think that significantly affects the movie. But yeah, Dark, it's a really good sci-fi thriller with some mystery elements, and I do think it wraps up really effectively. It justifies kind of the slow start of the first hour and everything like that. And it's a movie I definitely would like to, see again. I just think the line of "they didn't mean to leave us," is just a great poignant line. So many of the kind of great horror movies of this year, in my opinion, have that poignant "they didn't mean to leave us. There's still time" with "I Saw the TV Glow." many others where it's kind of those more existential, emotional, thriller, horror movies. So yeah, good stuff here from Celine Held and Logan George, the directors here. I very much look forward to what they have coming up. And yeah, this is just like a good movie to flip on. I would have loved to, see this possibly as a series, but I do think they did it pretty good as a movie. I would give this like a 3.75, which isn't allowed. I will say about a 3.5, but a high 3.5, it's a high 3.5 out of 5 stars here for me. Definitely a movie I recommend. Really impressed. And I think that some people are going to really be hit by it harder than others. But like I said, the less you know going in, the better. Hopefully the M. Night boost helps us a little bit. And yeah, for Why We Love Horror, I'm Aaron. We have trivia every Friday. We have Why We Love Horror, the flagship show on Thursdays where we review a new release every Thursday. Wednesdays, special editions like this show. Tuesdays versus Mondays. It's just we have something every day of the week on the channel. So really appreciate everybody for the support, and we'll be back very, very soon. Thanks, and see you later.